Hello there, it's Dan from Extended Seasons. I've had some requests from some of my customers to make gummies. I know it's kind of tricky, and I've spent a lot of time um, trying to perfect this. Uh, we eat a few gummies around here, so um, let's get into it. All right. First off, this is kind of the recipe. I'll just kind of show this to you. And so you need gelatin and lecithin. You need an 85-gram Jello, and actually I made half of it before, so we'll just do the other half of it. And you need a half cup of water, and then of course you need your oil, and I like to keep it in these jars. And I have a Levo machine, it's called, and it decarboxylates and infuses all and strains it and everything. So, and I just strain it right into these jars, and it's ready to use. So, all right. First things first, I put 2 tablespoons of gelatin in a smaller dish because we're going to be, they call it blooming the gelatin with the oil itself. So we'll get them nice and close together here so I don't spill too much. And we like them fairly strong, so you know, 4 to 6 tablespoons, I'd say. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and I want to let that bloom for, I don't know, probably 15 minutes or so. You want it to be able to kind of soak into the gelatin a little bit. And it can't hurt just to, you know, mix it around just a little bit here to make sure everything gets saturated, like so. So, and so we'll just kind of set this aside now and let that kind of bloom. And then we'll add the water to our pan here. Get some heat on this thing. Put it on like 8. So, and then we'll take the Jello itself and we'll dump this in. The big thing is not to let this boil. Out of all my trial and errors here, I actually finally figured out that it makes a huge difference if this boils. It changes the consistency, and your gummies will be sticky in the end, and you don't want that. You want them firm and not sticky. So we'll dump in the Jello here to dissolve into the water, like so. And I'll grab a whisk, and I'll kind of whisk this in good. Ooh, it smells orange. So get it hot, but not, like I said, no boiling here. So once this gets up at temperature, we'll come back and we'll add the gelatin, and I'll show you from there. All right, it's hot, but not boiling. So now we'll take our mixture of the gelatin and the infused oil, and we'll dump that in. I'm gonna have to get a little scraper to get the gelatin off the bottom here. So, but you want all that good stuff in there. So I'm gonna have to set this down and get this put in, and then I'll be ready. All right, I got the infused gelatin in here, and we just want to mix everything in good. I'm trying to do all this by myself, so I'm having to set the camera down here once in a while because I need 2 hands. So let's just get this gelatin a smooth consistency with the Jello and the water here. So you just kind of keep mixing until you get a nice smooth consistency. So while we're waiting for that, this lecithin actually helps the infused oil mix in with the Jello. So we need half a teaspoon of that. So I'm going to stop the camera for a second. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of that, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. As you can see here, I'm getting kind of a smooth consistency, and that's what you want. In order to keep this liquid while you're filling the trays, You're going to have to kind of go back and forth to the burner here to kind of thin out the mixture a little bit so it's easier to get into the trays. Over here I have the trays all set up and ready to fill. I have a little dropper, so pick some up and I'll fill every one of these. So we're kind of at that point right now. I'm going to get a little help with the camera and we'll get these all filled up. All right, we got a nice smooth consistency here, as you can see. And just keep agitating, and like I said, every once in a while you probably have to come back to the burner to thin things out. But we're ready to come over here. We have our little eyedropper, and we'll suck up what we need here and just fill every one of these with what you have. Okay, we got them all filled up here. Actually, we got 3 1/4 trays full. They are going to be fairly powerful, so you leave them sit out on the counter for, I'd say, half an hour, and you should be able to pop them out of the mold. And then I would put them in the refrigerator for, I don't know, an hour or so to get them to firm up good. And then actually we like to freeze them, and then we'll pull them out of the freezer and eat them, and the consistency stays pretty good, and I feel like they last a little longer. So, but that's about it. When I get them all popped out of the trays here in about a half an hour, I'll make another short little video of that, and that'll be it. They'll be ready to use. All right, have a good one. All right, guys, it's been about 30 minutes. I started popping some of these out, and we're just gonna let them dry here. Once I get them all popped out, they'll go in the refrigerator. So it's just a matter of pushing these out through the back and getting them all out onto the parchment paper here. So that's about it. These are ready to eat, so you could start eating them right now. They're still a little bit soft, but they'll harden up quite a bit in the refrigerator. So all right, and that's all there is to it, to making these gummies, and enjoy. Have a good one.